There's something deeply comforting about a slow-cooked soup, the kind that fills your kitchen with warmth and promise. I'm making one of my favourite nourishing meals today. This is the kind of meal that fits in beautifully with my healthy living journey. Rich and flavourful oxtail soup, simmered until the meat falls off the bone, paired with a slice of my homemade low-carb chia bread. So come into the kitchen with me and let's slow down one spoonful at a time. This week I'm using some of our homegrown beef. We killed it a couple of weeks ago and cut it up yesterday, so I was excited to use some. I begin with 1 kilogram of bone-in oxtail. Into a warm, heavy base pot it goes, along with 1.5 chopped onions. I let them brown slowly. This is where the richness starts to build. There's something quite soulful about the scent of onions and beef caramelising gently on the stove. 3 stalks of celery came straight from our garden. I just gave them a quick rinse and a rough chop. Celery adds a lovely savoury balance to the sweetness of the carrot and onion. Once the meat is beautifully coloured, I pour in around 2 litres of water, watching the pot transform into something already soothing. Roughly chopped, leaves and all. I scatter in a few rosemary leaves and drop in whole thyme sprigs, yes, the stalks too. As it simmers, the leaves will fall off, infusing the broth with their warm herbal aroma. I'll take the stems out before serving. Then come the vegetables, 2 small carrots peeled and chopped, 1 large mushroom sliced and I also add in 2 bay leaves. I've also got my homegrown garlic on hand. I keep the last of our season's garlic in a bag ready to peel and freeze. I've used 4 cloves for this soup. Garlic adds warmth, depth, and of course it's wonderful for the immune system. As the soup begins to simmer, I take a few minutes to skim off any of the brown, frothy bits that rise to the top. This keeps the broth clean and gives the final soup a fresh, clear flavour. Now I'm just going to let this bubble away gently for around 2 hours. I'll check on it occasionally, give it a stir if needed, add extra water if needed, and let the magic happen. I've also added half a cup of barley. It brings some lovely benefits. Barley is a whole grain rich in soluble fibre, especially beta-glucan, which helps the digestion and supports heart health. It helps regulate blood sugar levels, promotes fullness, and adds a nice bit of texture to the soup. I find that small amount goes such a long way. It rounds out the meal and makes it feel hearty without being heavy. Now let's make some chia and seed bread to have with the oxtail soup. I'm using 2 cups of thick Greek yogurt and 6 eggs. You want to beat those together gently with a hand mixer until they're silky and smooth. It's a lovely moment of quiet in the kitchen. Now fold in 2 cups of almond meal, 60 grams of ground flaxseed, a generous tablespoon of baking powder, and a pinch of salt. Stir until it becomes thick and satisfying. Add 6 tablespoons of chia seeds. They're little miracles, rich in fibre and omega-3s, and 2 tablespoons of your chosen seeds. I'm using pumpkin and sunflower for their nutty crunch. Line a loaf tin with parchment paper, pour in the mixture, smoothing the top gently, let it rest for 15 minutes while the chia works its magic. Then scatter the last tablespoon of seeds on top like a little edible garden path and bake at 170 degrees centigrade or 340 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 hour and 10 minutes. It should come out golden brown, rustic and nourishing. A skewer will come out clean when it's ready. Just look at this. The oxtail soup, rich, impossibly fragrant, has simmered away to perfection. That deep, meaty aroma, laced with garden herbs and slow-cooked vegetables, wraps itself around the kitchen like a hug you didn't know you needed. This isn't just any soup. This is our own homegrown beef, lovingly raised, and vegetables picked from our garden just hours ago. The broth is silky, full of depth, with tender pieces of oxtail falling apart at the mere suggestion of a spoon. And then there's the bread. This low-carb chia loaf, nutty and golden, is the perfect partner. It doesn't feel like a compromise, it feels like a celebration. The texture is dense and nourishing, the flavour almost toasty, and dipped into that luscious soup, heaven. It's the kind of meal that makes you pause, slow down, close your eyes for just a minute as the flavour blooms on your tongue, a little moment of luxury, and yet so beautifully simple.